you have something that looks like this, right? This is where I left you. And in order to kind of do these turn-ins, you have to kind of cut some things away so that they turn in attractively, right? And so that they cover up board where they need to cover board, but they don't leave big gaps where you don't want to see board, okay? So this one is pretty simple. To do the back, you're gonna fold in, you're gonna turn in both of these. You're gonna miter, just like we had for the slipcase, right? So take your knife, which mine is right here, and from where they meet to the edge, you're just gonna cut. And don't cut through the board, because that's not good. So now those will match. And we're gonna do both sides.
I know where to get them.
Okay, so that's nice. You can also open up this edge. So use something about a square.
Oh my God.
And you want to do that. Try and remember to do that before you glue these down, because that will help you later. Okay, so now we're going to glue the back side here. And I am using the mix.
Kind of weird, right? I've already mixed all mine, so the class is going to be pissed.
I always try to make sure that my miters sit next to each other, not on top, so that it sits flat in the case, right? Okay. Watch for other glue. All right. Okay. Yes. Good. All right. So now things get complicated because you guys already pretty much know how to do that. So for this, we need to cut some funky little tabs at the front here and at the corners. So if you look really closely, you'll notice at the corner there's a 45-degree angle and then a piece missing. Can you see that? 45-degree and a piece missing. 45 and a piece missing. Yes, okay. That's so that when you bring these two turn-ins over, it makes like a nice, beautiful miter, and it doesn't show any of the board. See how that makes a miter there? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. But we also need to plan for covering board here, right? This is basically because we have a bunch of different edges that we're trying to get rid of. So on the front side, we are going to have 3 tabs. A small one from the turn-in on the back, a turn-in from the side, and that corner is pretty much the same. A 45 missing and a missing spot. Okay, but this one needs to have this additional skinny flap that's the thickness of a board, so that when it turns in, you can lay that along the top and it covers this edge. So basically, this is what you're setting up. So that you have it covered all the way around. This is your only opportunity to cover that edge with cloth you already have. So you have to be careful about what you cut away.
So the long edge that comes off of the other, off of this side, is that correct? Okay.
So I'm going to show you how to mark those now. So these ones are pretty simple. You're gonna take a 45 triangle, and if you don't have one, you can borrow mine today, although I would suggest getting a smaller one, because mine is ridiculous for most applications. And you want to lay that along the wall in both directions and make a mark. Okay? So I'm gonna do it on both sides. Okay, but now if I just cut off at a 45-degree angle, what's going to happen, right? I'm going to have a big chunk of stuff missing. So in order to accommodate that, this space here, what I do now is take my triangle from the right angle side here, and I lay it up along the wall just to the thickness of the board. You got me? And then you're going to draw another line. And then that little shape that's made, I know it's kind of hard to see. See that little funky arrow pointed shaped thing? That's what gets cut away. So you're cutting away the thickness enough so that it will fold in without having a crimple kind of thing happen, but also covering the top part of the board. Got me? Okay. And you do that on all of the edges here, here, and then at the front too. The same scenario. Okay, now how do we get this little flap thing happening? So from, you know, the front of this guy, I will put my square or whatever, a ruler, along that short wall side and make a line straight. And then you need to use your jig that's one board thickness and place it along the line you just drew. And this is all kind of on the outside. Right, we're not doing it here, we're doing it on the edge. Are you guys following me? Okay, this is probably the most ridiculous part of this assembly, but it works, so that's why I'm showing you. So now we have a line that's the thickness of the board basically, just to the outer edge. Yes? Okay. So then I will take my triangle again, and this time lining it up with the top part here, I'm gonna draw another line. And so now this information is gonna get removed. That little square of fabric's gonna come away. And then I'm just gonna open up here and here. So I'll do one for you just so you can see how it works. And again, you gotta mark your corners. So I'm marking my 45, and now I'm marking my board distance, my board thickness. And we're gonna cut away. It's always good to shy on the side of like, oh, I'll cut just a little bit away. And then if I need to cut away more later, that's fine. But don't cut out too big because there's no fixing that. Oops. Ooh, that was a little tricky. And now here, this is important, right? We're not going to cut from the edge all the way out. We're just going to cut from that line off. If we cut from the edge, we don't have the little tail anymore to cover the top of the board. Okay. So this is a bad one because my knife got crooked. But see? Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay.